Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today we're going to be going over the Clipper system and taking an in-depth look into its impacts, as well as we'll be looking at the global models for the next system as well as a few other systems after that. But before I start this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another in-depth weather video. Now, in terms of alerts for the Clipper, we don't have many. Some winter storm warnings, multiple winter weather advisories. Now, most of these are for the next system, which will be pulling onto the southwest coast, impacting Southern California, moving into the Southern Rockies, and then into the Northern Plains. So both these systems will be impacting the Northern Plains. Now, for the Northeast, I know that we had that nor'easter, and I was talking yesterday about another possible nor'easter. The GFS has now moved that low pressure further off the coast, and that seems like it's going to be cold, just no moisture. So I think that nor'easters are probably done for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Best chance for more nor'easters will probably come in February, but right now the trend is blizzards galore and more of those Winter Storm Herald type videos coming, because I've counted at least 2 more of those on the GFS. That means that areas like the Northeast, parts of the East Coast in general, power outage city here. Just a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and that's not really that pleasant for your month of January. Definitely not getting 2021 off to a great start. But, you know, it's winter time, so what else are you going to do? Now, let's move on to the models here. So, let's go to the NAM 3-kilometer model, and you can see this low pressure here. That's going to move pretty far to the south, but still not enough moisture, really. At that point, a few snow showers. That develops into something a little bit more when you get into Iowa and Wisconsin. And then you get that Gulf moisture coming up. Probably some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms on the southern end here. But most of the significant winter impacts will be in areas of Iowa, Wisconsin, and Michigan before it ends up moving into Canada. Maybe a little bit of snow in parts of Pennsylvania. So now, as that moves through, you can see a little bit of rain and some snow in the Northeast. Snow mostly in the interior, and then we start talking about this next system. The next system will be moving onto the coast of California here on the day of, during the day Monday. So that'll be moving into the Southern Rockies, producing a little bit of snow there. Then it pulls up a lot of Gulf moisture. Big icing event possible for areas of Kansas and Oklahoma as we go to the NAM 12-kilometer model. Areas like Kansas, Oklahoma, parts of Texas, big icing event there. Sleet in northern Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa. But then you get the snow event. Pretty heavy snow here, right over here. So possibly 12 to 18 inches possible. But I think the biggest thing about this will be a significant icing event. Now, so far the NAM 12-kilometer model doesn't have this entire storm plotted out yet. But right now it has a total positive snow depth change for both of these systems easily in the 6 to 12 inch range. Now I think areas that get impacted by both of these storm systems, you can see the Clipper. If we go back here, just the Clipper itself, 1 to 3 inches, pretty basic. Now it moves into Canada, that's where you get 3 to 5 inches. Let's look at some total accumulated precipitation, because this is where things get a little bit more interesting. You get a little bit of, so from this you can see this is about 0.4 to 0.5 inches of rainfall, well, just liquid in general. So it would be a heavy wet snow. So 1 to 3 inches heavy wet snow. Now, these areas didn't really get impacted by Herald too much, maybe the very interior parts of Wisconsin. Now you're going to see a little bit of snow, as well as some parts of interior Michigan, which got impacted with another storm system through here earlier this month. But overall, this thing is not going to be the big deal as we move into next week, that's really when you start to see those big rain totals start to pop up. But let's take a look at the GFS model. So let's take a look at the forecast loop. You can see here we have that storm system. It has a pretty significant freezing rain and sleet threat, just like the NAM 12. And then you can see it moves into Canada, and then you get more of this cold front snow. Now new low pressure forms in the Gulf, and that brings up a significant icing event here, as well as some back-end snowfall in parts of Arkansas. If this happens, that would definitely get named. So, especially if you have icing in some major cities, so you can see Memphis in that icing area, Louisville, Cincinnati, you got Pittsburgh in there, and then even maybe Boston too, as that rolls out. And then possibly some areas in the Northeast could see some snow as that moves out. Then you can see, yeah, the GFS does not have this low pressure forming as close to the coast anymore, kind of following the European from yesterday. And then you get another one of these systems that moves up into Canada. Now, this one does not have that other low pressure form down here, but it sure has a lot of winds on this back end. As you can see, 983 millibars, that's pretty powerful there, and definitely could stir up some winds. So, we have multiple systems here that could cause a pretty decent impact for the northern plains. Now, after this first storm system, you have this wild card here of the second storm system. It's a little early to call that one out, but we'll verify this with the European, or at least, corroborate it possibly. So the European model has this clipper system going through. Then we have this next storm system, pretty similar to the GFS. It has that low pressure forming in Louisiana, but it has that second low kind of further west, so kind of impacting the same areas as the Clipper system as it gets further north, but overall further west than Harold. But you could still see some major power outages out of this in the Northeast, especially since you're going to get this one major round that could produce some pretty hefty rain totals once again. And then after that, we kind of have this little storm system here, but that's pretty far out. What do you think is going to happen? Because we have that possible huge icing event, but from the GFS's standpoint, but from the European model, it's really showing just maybe a little bit of a minor snow event in Chicago, Indianapolis, even into Detroit, and then it's moving into Canada again. So, what do you think is going to happen with this storm system next week? The New Year's snowstorm. Man, it's a crazy 2 weeks, but what do you think is going to happen? Comments in the comment section down below. And if you want more coverage of this storm system, make sure to subscribe and click the bell so you never miss another one of these videos. Because there's a lot of things that we still got to figure out, a lot of X factors that could make a huge difference in the long run. So as we learn more information about this storm system, we'll get more in depth into that next storm system. But that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.